Our next speaker is Lauren Hager, State Senate candidate.
Thank you, Cindy, and what a privilege it is to be here today. Just a brief word of background about myself. I was born and raised in Burnside Township here in Lapeer County, grew up on our family farm where I believe I learned the values of hard work, honesty, integrity, and the whole idea of getting a dollar's worth of value out of a dollar. And you know, those are the kinds of conservative values that I believe that we have to take to the Michigan legislature. I had the privilege of serving as legislator out of St. Clair County for a total of 6 years, and it was a great experience working on a number of key committees. And during that time, I was the author of a bill that was called for mandatory drug testing of welfare recipients. It was a bill that was a compassionate bill, but yet brought some clarity and some purpose and some solid conservative ideas to the whole welfare system, that it's not a way of life, it's a temporary way for people to meet their financial needs, but yet it should be a springboard into getting into the workforce. I'd be happy to discuss personally with any of you about what that bill did. I also became probably one of the lead advocates of child protection while I was in the legislature. You know, in our society today, for whatever sordid reasons there are, we are unfortunate that there are people who, frankly, are torturing and murdering even their own children. And more of those cases are coming about. And as sad as it is, work has to be done in that area. And I authored what has become to be known across the state and even nationally as Ariana's Law, which works with that kind of thing. But you know, there are other things that we need to face. We have severe economic challenges here. We have a budget shortfall coming up, and the current legislature, Phil and all of his colleagues there, as we attempt to balance that budget, is going to be a real challenge. But you know, we can't balance the budget on the backs of taxpayers. You know, there are several things we can do, and the other candidates have already spoken about that, is doing something about the Michigan business tax and that very onerous 22% surcharge that we have on it. The personal property tax, which discourages businesses from coming here, businesses that could be job providers. But you know, we can't do all that with state government. There has to be individual initiative. We have to set a climate of where businesses can come in and not be struck by these onerous taxes and burdensome regulations, which even supersede that which the federal government has mandated. We can't do it with this film tax credit that has come about, a 42% refundable tax credit where Hollywood producers could come in here and make a movie and then get 42% of it returned to them, that money coming out of the general treasury. That is totally unacceptable, and that's the kind of thing that, if I'm elected to the Senate, that I will work hard to do away with. Granted, it does maybe provide some jobs, but they're temporary jobs at best. Perhaps it does provide a bit of incentive in terms of building some hotels and restaurants and that kind of thing. But again, it's a short-term kind of thing that is very dangerous. It's costing the state of Michigan out of the general treasury that's estimated as high as over $100 million for the year of 2011. That is a false economy, and that's the kind of thing that I think that we can't do. We can't create jobs in that particular way. Again, based upon the experiences I've had in local government as a council member for the city of Port Huron, as mayor pro tem of the city of Port Huron, my 6 years of legislative experience where I served on a number of key committees, and the involvement that I've had with my local community, I consider myself a viable candidate, and I consider myself one that I believe is deserving of your support. So I thank you very much, Chamber members, for being here and for allowing us to share our vision for the state of Michigan, the kinds of things that we would like to do to make Michigan a state where we can be proud to raise our children and our grandchildren and to provide them the economic, the social, cultural opportunities they need to continue to stay in our great state. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here today.